So when we're talking about dismantling the police, and they talk about how, seeing all these articles from the LA Times, getting killed by the police is a leading cause of death for young black men. Well, that's actually not true. They say that black men are and boys are 2.5 times more likely than white men and white boys to die during an encounter with cops. Well, let's compare that to, something like maybe abortion, which is the leading cause of death for young black boys. Okay, so they say, well, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance of being killed by the police. You know what the chances per 1,000 of being aborted are? 390 if you're black. 111 if you're white. Out of every pregnancy, 390 end in abortion out of every 1,000. Out of every police encounter, 1 out of every 1,000 ends in death. But it's pretty certain. Now, it's not certain that all of these black boys who are killed or black men who are killed are completely innocent. Good number of them probably are. But you know what? Every one of the black babies killed are innocent. Every one of them. No complaint about that by the left, is it? We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, so we have Ilhan Omar, who says we've got to dismantle the Minneapolis police. And not only that, we got to dismantle all of America because it is a system of oppression and racism. And the LA Times says leading cause of death for young black men in America is being killed by the police. They say you're 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police if you're black than if you're white. And they say that is a 1 in 1,000 number, the chances of being killed. All right, let's compare that to abortion. For every 1,000 pregnancies, live births, I should say, 390 end in abortion for black people. For whites, is 111. If you want to talk about the rate of death, the abortion rate among black people is 25.1, for white people, 6.8. So if they want to say that you're 2.5 times more likely to be killed by the police, you're 3.7 times more likely to be killed by Planned Parenthood. How about that? Do they care? No. They gave $80 million to Planned Parenthood, even though, out of the stimulus funds, even though they were forbidden from participating in that, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats managed to channel $80 million to Planned Parenthood. And again, if you are a black baby, and by the way, all black babies are innocent, and they're killing them at 3.7 times more likely to be killed by the abortionist. The 2.5 times more, we don't know if these, just to say that black people are being killed, we don't know how many of them are innocent and how many of them are guilty, do we? But it's 2.5 times more likely to be killed by the police if you're black than white, but 3.7 times more likely to be killed by Planned Parenthood if you're black than if you're white. We don't care about that, do we? In New York City in 2015 alone, more black children were aborted than were born alive. In Georgia, where blacks make up 32% of the population, black women had 62% of the abortions, while whites had only 24%. Okay, so they make up 1/3 of the population in Georgia, but they have 2/3 of the abortions. And so Babylon Bee puts it this way. A nation that kills 3,000 babies a day feels morally superior to slave owners from 200 years ago. And the Democrats who talk about racism when it comes to police don't talk about the racism that was inherent in Planned Parenthood from the beginning. Margaret Sanger set this up as a eugenicist organization. As a matter of fact, there are some people in Planned Parenthood now who want to expose that, as we're having our racism purge. Some of them have gone back and looked at the eugenicist writings of Margaret Sanger, finally, and are calling her out. I've never seen that before from Planned Parenthood, but don't expect that to cause Planned Parenthood to be defunded by the Democrats like Nancy Pelosi. Babylon Bee, I love the way they put this. Leftists who support killing 3,000 babies a day, and 3.7 times more likely to kill a black baby than a white baby. And they like to talk about racism, don't they? Leftists who support killing 3,000 babies a day were trying to virtue signal, but quickly ran into a problem. There's no one alive to whom they can feel morally superior. It's kind of hard to be morally superior when you are ripping babies apart limb by limb or burning them to death inside the womb. So the movement was forced to look to people from 200 years ago to try to find someone they could somewhat credibly criticize for their moral failings. We had a tough time finding people we could feel superior to that are currently living, said a white BLM activist in Portland as he Googled how to tear down a statue if you don't have any muscles. So we were forced to turn to the archive. Sure enough, we feel a lot better about our own moral issues when we compare ourselves to the moral failings of people from centuries ago. It's the only way to keep any sense of self-righteousness. Look how much better we are than these people from hundreds of years ago, said the baby murder supporters as they tore down a statue of Frederick Douglass. Yeah, that's exactly right. Babylon B.
Where the hell did this water come from? Where did it come from? Where did it come from?
Infowarstore.com.
We can't survive without pure, clean drinking water. So make sure that it's always available to you with the Alexa Pure water filtration system. This gravity-fed system filters through all the toxins and gets straight to clean, healthy, great-tasting water. Yummy in my tummy. Bring the purest, most refreshing water to your home by ordering the Alexa Pure water filtration system today from Infowarstore.com.
Infowarstore.com.
Other systems just don't compare.